In April 2025, the global economy faced a powerful shock. Not from a financial crisis or a pandemic, but from a political decision that reshaped the rules of global trade. U.S. President Donald Trump, returning for his second term, announced a sweeping new tariff policy, a 10% baseline tariff on all imports into the United States, and tariffs as high as 245% on a wide range of Chinese goods. His justification? Rebuilding American manufacturing, ending reliance on geopolitical rivals like China, and restoring what he calls economic sovereignty. But this isn't just about America. It's a global turning point, one that could rewrite the rules of trade, diplomacy, and growth for years to come. On April 5th, Trump implemented the universal 10% tariff. Just days later, that was followed by new rates on Chinese imports, reaching a staggering 245% on key electronics, semiconductors, and machinery. He used the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, allowing the White House to bypass Congress by framing the move as a national security issue. China immediately retaliated with a 34% tariff on all U.S. goods. The European Union condemned the move, calling it a threat to global economic stability, but paused retaliatory action for 90 days to allow space for diplomacy. Markets around the world reacted, stocks dipped, currencies swung, and multinational companies, already weary from years of instability, began recalculating their global strategies. The U.S. aims to achieve three goals: bring back manufacturing, shrink the trade deficit, and regain strategic control of vital sectors like defense tech, electronics, and rare earths. In theory, tariffs could encourage local production and reduce dependence on China. But here's the reality. Tariffs are taxes, and they don't just hit China. They hit American companies and American consumers. Importers are now paying much more for components and products. Small businesses report operational costs surging by millions. Major retailers are warning of upcoming price hikes. According to the Federal Reserve, these tariffs are projected to increase inflation, reduce consumer demand, and potentially slow down GDP growth. Export sectors, especially agriculture and aerospace, are already feeling the burn. China's retaliation is aimed squarely at U.S. farm goods, pork, soybeans, and aircraft parts. And history tells us tariffs rarely reduce trade deficits. They just shift trade to other countries like Vietnam, India, or Mexico. The deeper risk is this: if the U.S. turns inward, the rest of the world might begin building trade systems that work without America. America's closest allies, including the EU, Canada, Japan, and South Korea, are alarmed. The EU has approved an €18 billion counter-tariff package targeting American goods, but has held off implementation for 90 days, hoping for negotiation. Japan and South Korea have publicly criticized the move, warning that long-term protectionism could damage mutual trust and global innovation. Even U.S. allies now face domestic pressure to shield their own industries. Trade isn't just being disrupted. Trust between partners is eroding. For developing countries, this is more than a trade war. It's a direct threat to economic stability. Many emerging economies depend heavily on exports, raw materials, garments, food, and components sent to major markets like the US, China, and the EU. When global demand drops, they suffer first. When prices rise, they suffer hardest. The United Nations Conference on Trade and Development warns that these new tariffs could cause severe harm to lower-income countries, wiping out gains made in post-pandemic recovery. Currency volatility capital flight, inflation, and investor hesitation are already being seen in parts of Asia, Africa, and Latin America. Even countries like Vietnam and Bangladesh, who once gained from trade diversions, are now facing market saturation and rising logistics costs. So what should developing countries take away from all this? Lesson 1. Diversify. Relying on just one or two markets makes you vulnerable. Export to multiple regions. Spread the risk. Lesson 2. Build domestic value chains. Don't just export raw goods. Add value. Invest in manufacturing and processing locally. Lesson 3. Strengthen regional alliances. Continental trade blocs, like AFCFTA, ASEAN, and Mercosur, offer strength through unity. Regional trade is now a necessity. Lesson 4. Invest in resilient sectors. Don't bet everything on commodities. Focus on services, tech, agriculture innovation, and green energy. Lesson 5. Protect your poor. Tariff shocks hit food and fuel prices. Without safety nets, poverty will rise. Governments must act early. Lesson 6. Watch your currency. When markets panic, money leaves. Keep inflation in check, maintain reserves, and manage debt wisely. Lesson 7. Stay politically neutral. When superpowers fight, don't take sides. Countries that remain neutral can trade with both blocs and avoid retaliation. Lesson 8. Digitalize your systems. From ports to customs, speed and transparency matter. Digital trade is the future, and it's borderless. Lesson 9. Secure key sectors. Food, energy, and healthcare supply chains must be shielded. Self-reliance here is not a luxury, it's survival. Lesson 10. Reform now. Use this crisis to fix broken systems, from taxation to innovation policy. Turn global tension into national transformation. Some say this is the end of globalization, that countries will turn inward and abandon international cooperation. But maybe it's not the end, just the end of the old way. The future could be more regional, more digital, more balanced, and hopefully, more sustainable. What matters now is how each nation adapts. Will we isolate ourselves in fear or evolve in wisdom? The 2025 Tariff War is not just about trade. It's a test of global resilience, leadership, and strategy. And the developing world must not be passive in this moment. It must be proactive. Follow the 10 golden rules for grounded, fact-based insights and help shape a world that trades not just goods, but wisdom.